I'm Chandrika Tandon, and I want to welcome every one of you here. All my friends, all of you are my friends, and many of you have traveled from far and wide to be here. So thank you for sharing this moment with us. Today is about a journey. It's a journey on many levels. I'm here to talk about the journey that I've been through over the last 20 years. A journey which was a transformative, important journey in my life. I would also ask the God of blessings, the God of beginnings, to bless our journey as we start over the next 90 minutes. Share it with us.
Producing of the album itself was simply a musical expression of my own journey. So we talk of all these influences. I grew up with a Catholic convent school singing verses from De Profundis. One of the verses I used was from John Cardinal Newman's poem. He was just recently appointed a saint. John Cardinal Newman's poem, Lead Kindly Light. And then I've also learned so many Sanskrit verses. And I sing in so many languages, French and Portuguese. And so now it's a chance when I think, I'm not thinking in English or Sanskrit or in French. I'm thinking across all of these languages. I'm thinking about the idea. So when I was expressing the music, you begin to see more similarities. For example, the Dorian scale, which is what we used in the Gregorian chant, is the same as Raga Bimplasi. And it's what they used in all the monasteries. So and in the last 40 years, I've spent so much time in so many different kinds of music. Even though I'm a trained Hindustani and a Carnatic music singer, I've also trained in jazz. I've also trained in so many other genres. I'm always listening to music. I didn't want to be bound. I didn't want this to be a classical Indian piece. It didn't make sense. It didn't fit the message. My message is that there are no boundaries. My message is we are one. My message is Aham Brahmasmi. We are the universal spirit. We are one family. So if we are one family, we're not just a Sanskrit family or a Portuguese family or a South African family. We are one world family. And that's what I was trying to express musically. But once I did the album, performing it at Kennedy Center was just a different complexity because the album had 279 musicians and we couldn't bring 279 musicians here. So we had to rethink the whole musical approach with the same songs, with the same ideas, but how do you rearrange it all? And so that took a lot of work. And then we rehearsed the choir and the musicians for a long time to get it here, several rehearsals.
A wonderful concert, very, very impressive. We're all in huge admiration of my mom and her journey, and it was so nice to be part of it with her. I feel like we really lived it with her. It's very amazing to see.
Hello, Chandrika, it's Bill. That was incredibly sublime. The integration of Western and Eastern music was phenomenal, and I really enjoyed it. Jai Gurudev.
Shivoham, 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 Shivoham,
was sitting in the audience, I must appreciate जो background में था, पूरा set design था, overall the impact बहुत ही अच्छा था. और जैसे आपने worldly dance करते हुए जो music वहाँ पे था, तो there was a sense of joy and the serenity was effortlessly coming across through your music. आप ने ये सब कैसे ऐसे जो अरेंज किया होगा, तो वॉज देयर लॉट ऑफ थॉट्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ द सीक्वेंस की इसके बाद ही आएगा, प्लस जो आपका नरेशन हो रहा था इट वाज मैचिंग वेरी मच, और ऐसा था कि हमारे लिए ब्लेसिंग के जैसा था, वो महालक्ष्मी अष्टकम भी पूरा था.
This is a journey. This is truly what happened. I mean, it wasn't entirely sequential, but it was 2 steps forward, 1 step back. This was my journey of what happened to me over the last 20 years. So it isn't that I was trying to make up something. This is what happened. I truly begged Namah Shivaya. I would chant Namah Shivaya. That's what ended up being my first album, actually. It was that phase, 2005, Om Namah Shivaya. I did that as the first one because that's when I was chanting it all the time, because I wanted to get rid of all the negative emotions. And then I started to work with a choir, a Hindu community choir, where I was teaching them all these songs. And I composed the Mahalakshmi Ashtakam at that time because I was praying so much to Mother Goddess. They were so desperate to find the light inside me. And then Narayana came up because the surrender part happened. Now, when you say Narayana iti samarpayami, you cannot sing it without understanding that you have to surrender. And that you can say the words, but to really get it takes some time. And then the teacher arrived. The teacher truly arrived, and the teacher wouldn't let me go. So there was a whole, writing to the teacher, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, and then writing a jazz song to the teacher seemed like what I wanted to do. The one thing I've got to say, Ashok Bhai, all of this came through deep meditations. I didn't compose anything. In fact, when I was in my 10-day Vipassana retreat, around the 5th day, I heard the entire Song of Blessings. Sarva Mangalam Bhavatu Bhavatu Bhavatu. I heard the whole tune. So once you hear the 3-4 lines, then you know what to do. So I want to be very clear. I didn't do it. The force made me do it, and I'm a vehicle. I've just shared it. Now what happens?
It's wonderful to see you perform in a big auditorium. It's just as wonderful as seeing you perform at home, as I've seen you so many times. You're my sister every single time. I'm so proud of you.
It was quite an experience to watch Chandrika Tandon perform Shivoham, The Quest. It really relates a lot to what many people are seeking around the world. That source of light, that source of wisdom, that source of energy. And it was so beautiful that she wove in the message of the gurus, of the ancient masters of India. It was also how you just look within and find the light within. I'm with the Art of Living Foundation, Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, and he often talks about how Shivoham is the ultimate reality, that we are that divine, the divine is part of us. It's so beautiful to see this ancient wisdom of India being presented in such a beautiful, internationally influenced manner. You had the music of the Middle East, you had music from South and North India, you had music from the West, and all of it so beautifully woven together into this wonderful musical celebration this evening. Really, and so special to have it here at the Kennedy Center in the seat of the nation's capital, the seat of power, and that message, that light, that we are all that light, is so important in today's world. So wonderful to have Chandrika ji doing this. Really beautiful experience.
We are grateful to the force that made you do it. और जो आपने एक साधना का जो पथ होता है वो जैसे इसमें पूरा खिल कर आता है. पहले छटपटाहट है, फिर ढूंढना है, फिर गुरु कृपा हुई, फिर शरण हुई, फिर आप वहाँ पहुँच गए जहाँ पर जो अंतिम आपका था और जो मुद्रा भी थी, आशीर्वाद मुद्रा, वो सहज रूप से आ गई होगी, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. सो आप बताएं कि मतलब मैं अगर बोलचाल की भाषा में भारतीय टर्मिनोलॉजी का प्रयोग करते हुए तो देवी भाव जैसा आ जाता था मतलब, और वन कुड फील इट वाज वेरी प्रोफाउंड मोमेंट. तो हाउ इज़ इट फॉर यू, ये पहली सीढ़ी से लेके और एकदम जो स्वर्णिम शिखर है अनुभूति का, वहाँ पर आप थी, ऐसा मुझे ऑडियंस में बैठ के लग रहा है.
But my journey has been that of finding the light, and my entire day-to-day struggle, if you like, is just being in the light as much as I can. And when I'm in the light, I don't really know what I spoke about today. I mean, I have some idea, but if you ask me to tell me what I did, where I moved, what I said, I really couldn't tell you. So I'm an instrument, I'm a vehicle, and things go through me, and sometimes it's certain kinds of light and sometimes it's other kinds of light, and that's true of all of us. But it's just my job is to keep polishing myself. Like, we use a toothbrush for our teeth. We need to use a roto-rooter for our whole body and our mind, so that our minds are like pools of light. Then the divine just reflects through you. And today we had Shakti in the room, and that reflected through me and a lot of our musicians and a lot of the audience. You were telling me that you were seeing the Devi Bhav, and I was feeling the audience. I was seeing points of light everywhere. I could not identify a single face. I was just feeling like we were all in the light, and I was feeling the blessings from them and the joy that we were all experiencing together. And I think that's what, to me, this journey for me has been about. That's why I serve the world. I spend so much time.
That you shared yourself so beautifully this evening. I think this may have been the first time that you had an ensemble of this size, certainly with the choir and in the Kennedy Center. So I'm going to have a couple of toasts, but let's just say your Kennedy Center debut. Cheers!
Well, we didn't know what to expect, and so we were delighted. And the music was beautiful, the language, the meaning, the journey, the story, everything came together and was just absolutely beautiful.
And if you want to say in one line the undercurrent of the overall Shivoham concert.
Well, I think I'd have to say inspirational. We left with a really good message. Light and inspiration and laughter and meditation and peace. I mean, all a beautiful language and very, very important today.
was very special. My name is Tom Tisch. I met Chandrika when I was trying to solve a business problem, and nobody knew the answer, and somebody said, speak to Chandrika. Chandrika, at that point, she was the person who could really figure things out. And I learned in life as my child followed Lita, Chandrika's daughter, in many places. She was, for our children, very much a guide as to how to look at the world. And tonight opened a new dimension to me of Chandrika, working in so many dimensions, from the very practical to the very philosophical to the very psychological and almost theological. So it was just a beautiful, beautiful evening. I'm very lucky to be here.
So now, the way you observed her interacting on the business affairs or working out the day-to-day transactions, and then seeing her as a musician performing with so many musicians, and there was a thread to her presentation today.
There's one thread. Actually, it's three threads: light, love, and laughter. And I don't want to say, we sometimes use an expression, happy warrior, but Chandrika's not a warrior. What Chandrika is somebody who's able to transcend any experience she's doing in the most intense way, with perspective and love and light laughter. I don't know, it's the word she uses, but seeing them on the stage tonight at the end made me realize that's the ribbon and that's the bow with which she ties everything together.
My name is Sharanya Pulle. I just took part in the concert with Chandrika Tandon, and it was a beautiful experience. I was a member of the ensemble and part of the Indian choir, as they call it, because a bunch of us were trained in classical music. So it was really a pleasure to be part of it, and it was a lot of soul-touching songs, and really was a beautiful journey connecting with the above, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
And I helped Chandrika try to bring to the stage her very clear, beautiful vision for Shivoham. She had extraordinary visual ideas of what she wanted to see in this journey, which we created. And so we worked to create a set by Andy Yanni and projections by myself and my husband, Peter Terazakis, and beautiful lighting designers by this man here, Billy. And he'll tell you a little bit about the creation of the lighting design and the costumes of putting it together. And there we go.
I'm Billy DiEugenio, and I was fortunate enough to be the lighting designer on this production. Like Allison said, the vision from the beginning was very clear, and it was just my job, once we got in the space, to kind of connect all the worlds of everything we were seeing from in the house to on stage and tie it all into one picture. But it was a really smooth ride for me, and I was just happy to be involved here in DC.
For all of us, it's really a great, great blessing to know someone as extraordinary as Chandrika Tandon. I've really never known anyone like her in my life. I heard the music several years ago, and she asked me to be involved in some ways. So I picked one of the songs, Song of Light, and worked with dancers out in the desert and made a film, because this song really touches my heart so deeply, and I sing it in my head over and over again. And then to be able to hear it live on stage and this beautiful group of chorus, all of the musicians and the students from NYU, and then professional musicians, we all were gathering together to create a family, to create this world. And we did not actually have everyone together in the room together for the first time was Wednesday. So we had not a lot of time to bring it together, and it was the beautiful lighting and the set, and we felt like we really came together because I'm sure that it was the light out of Chandrika showing us the light within to make Shivoham, and it's been a great joy to do. So Mangalam.
मैं एकदम भारतीय की तरह बात कर रहा हूँ तो भारतीय वैसे तो सीमित होता नहीं है but still it is a sense of pride for me to have witnessed someone like you sharing it in a borderless way, that which we always consider as our own, which is of course Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, so India for humanity, and that in such a joyful and musical manner you could share with everyone. और वो जो peace वाली बात थी वो भी जैसे palpable हो रही थी, और peace and love, I think harmony के साथ में this is what you have successfully, artistically, beautifully not only combined everyone but also presented it at such a prestigious platform. So I want to express my joy as well as we are proud of you, not on many levels. But concluding, where next?
The divine will decide. I don't know. I mean, we have lots of invitations. You know, people want us to put it on Broadway. People want us to do this, that. But I didn't think I was going to be at Kennedy Center. I didn't think we would have this kind of transformative evening. I don't think about what we do next, and I'm working on a lot of new music as well. So I'll be guided, and the deeper I go into meditation, the path is so clear. The universe is so waiting to lay out a path for you. You just need to listen, and I need to be in a place to listen, and I listen.
So maybe we learn to listen, and I think her music helps us move towards that space where we start listening, and listening to ourselves always brings love, light and laughter.
Love, light, laughter. The space to be in, the goal of my life, and my final word would be, if I had to have one wish, I would just wish blessings for the planet, and the words I had in the last song, let's all find Shivoham, feel grace all the time, and let's all live in love, light, laughter. There's a profound, you said we have all these profound sayings. Aham brahmasmi, sahana vavatu, sahana bunaktu, sahaviryam karvavahe. These are such important messages. Dhyau shanti, antarikshagum shanti. We don't look at ourselves as one piece. We look at ourselves as such a big global phenomenon, planetary, universal phenomenon. Why would we limit ourselves into something so small, put bandages on ourselves?
Go limitless with love. एक हम कर देंगे आपको एक छोटी सी लाइन.
Aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi.
Thank you very much.